Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today I want to make a tier list of everything I have played so far this year because there are so many games that I play outside of the channel. It's really weird. I feel like this year I really came back into what the hobby was like for me before I started the channel, because I used to play a lot. Then I got the channel and everything became about content and like making videos, and every game that I had in my backlog I was like, I have to record it. I think this year I kind of took a step back and I was like, I need to chill. Nobody needs to see everything I play. I don't really have any gaming diary or anything, and I really would love to keep some of my thoughts and emotions at least somewhere. We're gonna talk about half of it now, and then at the end of the year hopefully I'll make a part 2. No promises in this economy, but hopefully I'll make a part 2. S plus is like the rank in RE2 remake, like the best one. Great but not RE2 are, I think it's also self-explanatory. These are the great games, but maybe the ones that I wouldn't replay for various reasons, or maybe I will replay them, but the emotional impact wasn't as big as with the S plus tier, if that makes sense. Good time is just good time. You know, you can pick it up, play at any point in your life, and or not play it, it's fine. Like, it's in the middle. I think it's also self-explanatory. Yeah, are the games that I didn't really enjoy. I don't think I'll have that many games in like the last categories, because I don't like something, I just don't play it. But there are some games that I do finish even when I don't particularly feel like it, for I don't know what reasons actually. But yeah, it's a no for me. These are the games that I think were maybe cool, but I wasn't the target audience for that. I have one specific game that I created this list for, and we'll talk about it a little bit later. And then DNF is kind of a term from BookTube. I don't know if it's used in gaming or anywhere else, but basically these are the games that I decided to not finish. Back to Cozy Grove. It was a good time. Again, 70 hours. I can't say I was obsessed or anything. You only can play it for like 30 minutes ish to an hour a day. It's like a fixed amount of activities that you can do. So yeah, I would just play every day and have a blast. I almost have all the achievements, but there are some grindy ones left and I'm not interested in that. I would recommend it if you enjoy cozy games. If you have played maybe Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley and you want to have something similar, that's the game for you. It's very easy to pick up, and it doesn't lose the progress if you haven't played every day. So Assassin's Creed 2, this year I played Assassin's Creed 2 for the first time. I decided to start my journey with Assassin's Creed series. I have started with part 2 specifically because my husband suggested it. It was his favorite game when he was a kid, and he said that it was kind of like a staple of what Assassin's Creed is thought to be like in its prime. So I played that first, confidently can put it in S plus tier. I really enjoyed it. I will say though, the first maybe 5 to 7 hours or so I was raging like crazy. The parkour, it was so difficult for me. I did not understand why it wasn't working the way I thought in my brain it should be. It wasn't really intuitive is what I'm trying to say, I guess. And then once like the body memory, the understanding clicked, oh my god, it was so good. Obviously the story is fascinating. Ezio is in my heart. I'm really curious about Brotherhood and Revelations. I do have them on the disc and I will play them hopefully sometime this year as well. You will notice a trend that if I start like one game in a series, I don't usually continue the series right away. I want to have like a break to cleanse the palate, or to just to not be burnt out from the same series, if that makes sense. Then I want to play Syndicate because I like the setting. I heard that the plot is not very good, but the setting is very interesting for me. And Black Flag, we also have a disc already, while we still can have discs, am I right? Hopefully sometime this year I'll finish at least Ezio's story. That's the plan. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, so there you go. We don't really have Half-Life 2 like the main game here, because I think I finished it last year, if I remember correctly, but episode 1 and 2 we've played in January. I have divided them separately. Episode 2, as great and then episode 1 also is great, but after episode 2, if that makes sense. I really enjoyed Half-Life episodes. I would even say that I enjoyed them more than like Half-Life 2 base game, purely because in base game there is like this chapter, I think it's called Water Hazard, and I was so sick. I had severe motion sickness. I couldn't sit through it. I had to like take breaks, and then awfully enough, I lost this episode and I thought I have to replay it, but I felt so sick that I decided to just skip it, and we still don't have this episode on the channel. We have like the beginning of Half-Life 2 and then straight to what it's called, the Ravenholm. The episodes were so great. I had so much fun playing through them. I feel like especially episode 2, it was so good, man. It was so similar in a way to Half-Life 1, which I'm sorry, but I personally enjoyed Half-Life 1 more than Half-Life 2. I know it's controversial, but I really did. But I think it's also more for my personal taste, because I do love more secluded settings and like the labs and everything, you know, Resident Evil being my favorite game. It's very kind of similar in that sense. I feel like my main problem with episode 2 was the end sequence with where there are a lot of dudes with hunters, and then the striders, I think there were. At the end of the day, I think I played it wrong. I lost the car, first of all, which was a mistake. I think if I at least had the car, that would be easier. And then I completely forgot about this mechanic on one of the guns to destroy hunters, like the alternative ammo for hunters. I completely forgot about that, so obviously I chose the hardcore playthrough basically for myself, and obviously that soured up a little bit the experience. But looking back at it now, I see that, you know, if I've played it correctly the way it was intended to be played, I would have enjoyed it like 100%. It was great. And also the ending, like, come on. So sad. I don't know. It's a joke at this point, but I really do hope that we'll see some sort of continuation after episode 2. Probably it's gonna be connected to Borealis, the ship, but I don't know if that's gonna happen ever, and I don't know. We can hope, we can pray. Resident Evil Village is a fairly new addition to the finished games. I really enjoyed it. I would put right here after Half-Life, I think. Even though it's a Resident Evil game, even though I was really sad at the end, to the point where I didn't really want to start the next game until I finished the DLC with Rose, which I did. Hopefully I posted it before this video. I also surprisingly enjoyed the factory part, which was the last part, and I was dreading to start factory. I thought that it would be like the most boring thing out of all the game, but no, I actually enjoyed it even more than the castle, which is surprising to me. And I really enjoyed the battle with Heisenberg. So yeah, it's definitely one of the best games of Resident Evil that I've played. I will revisit it probably, but I'm not sure if on hardcore. Usually if I revisit the RE game, I usually go on hardcore and like higher difficulties, but with this one, I'm good. I think it was already challenging enough, but it was fun. It was fun. I think the setting with like being the wintry village, I do love winter games, so that's a win for me. So yeah, and I'm also glad that we have played Shadows of Rose. I feel like since it's canon, it kind of had more story to it with like Ethan, and I don't know, it was still so sad, but I'm very glad that I've played it. It's sad to close this chapter. I do hope that we'll see Rose in some other games, but I highly doubt it that it's gonna be like anytime soon. The next game is Metaphor ReFantazio. I have started it last year, but the majority of it I think I've played this year. It's an S+ tier. I am shocked to see that it's not as popular as I thought it would be. The story, the setting, the art, the music, the characters and character development, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I would even put it a little bit above Assassin's Creed 2, purely because of the emotional impact that some of the scenes and some of the characters had on me. I am very new to JRPG scene. I haven't played that many. I've played a little bit of Persona, and that's probably it. I don't think I've played any other JRPGs, so I'm definitely very new to the genre. But yeah, the music, bruh, it's like a little family that you get very used to, and then it's hard to say goodbye. And I very rarely have this in games, and I think this year this is probably the only game that I felt this way about. And yeah, it was a very, very emotionally impactful, and I highly suggest it if you haven't played it, or if you know, are hesitant about JRPG. I feel like this one is very beginner friendly, even though there is some grinding. But as far as I've played some other Persona games, I think grinding is quite like a part of the genre, at least in the games that I've seen so far. So yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I'm sorry, Assassin's Creed, it's gonna go right in here. No, right here. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I have played Kingdom Come Deliverance Part 1 specifically this year. I do want to have a break before I play Part 2 because I've heard so many good things about it, but I don't want to have like a burnout again from the same type of game. It's a coming of age story, I guess you could say. There is not much going on plot-wise in this part. I know that the majority of like the plot twists and everything happens in the second game, but this one is like such a good part for opening the world and describing what it's like to live in this world. You can just purely live in this world. Nothing's gonna happen. There are like a few missions that are time-based, but everything else you can just leave, do whatever you want, which I used. There are so many activities, so many extra things to do. The combat is quite challenging, I will say it. I agree, it is very challenging, but once you get a hang of it, again, it's like with Assassin's Creed 2. Once you get a hang of it, once your body memory, what's it called, like the reactions, once it's gonna be like intuitively, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. It's such an amazing game. I really liked Henry as a character as well. His character arc, like the way he grows from like a almost teenage boy. I don't know his age really, but it feels like he becomes like such a strong young man after all the trauma. I really like the characters. The voice acting was properly amazing. I don't know, this was just an all in all very good game. I know it had some bugs on release, but now 2026 I haven't encountered, well, maybe the monastery scene, but I think it's my own fault because I played it entirely on Steam Deck, which was also an amazing experience, by the way. It plays greatly on Steam Deck. But the monastery mission, if you know what I'm talking about, there are a lot of NPCs on the map, and I think that's maybe made it a little bit glitchy on Steam Deck. But everything else was great. The only complaint that I have, which I hope they fixed in part 2, is freaking bushes. If there is a bush, it's a wall. You can't go through the bush. It's a wall, you have to go around it, and it's so freaking annoying, especially when you try to run away from someone. Oh my god, I can't even tell you how annoying that was. Hopefully they fixed it. It's also quite unfortunate because I think before I got Steam Deck and before I started, Kingdom Come was also like one of the first games that I've played on Steam Deck. Before that, I've played a little bit of Zelda on Switch. And obviously, when you play Zelda where you can go literally everywhere, to be stopped by a piece of bush is a little underwhelming, but I give it some grace of the time it was released and the resources that they have to release this game. It's honestly a miracle, and I did love this game to the bits. I think I will replay it 100% with time. I do hope that I will play part 2 soon. I'm not sure that it's gonna be this year because I have so many plans for this year, especially content-wise. And knowing me and my emotional state, I don't know if I'll have the time for everything that I want to do. So maybe next year, hopefully. If you're hesitant because of the bugs that everybody was talking about, they are fixed. Don't worry about it. And if you were hesitant about the combat, it can get better. You can get used to it. I certainly did. And one piece of advice that I will give you if you want to play this game, there is one boss fight, I think, that's you can't really skip it. It's like, I think it's the only boss fight in the game, actually. And it's really hard if you're not strong enough and you don't have like a strong enough weapon. What helped me, because I honestly I had no idea what this game was about, so I wasn't really trying to be the strongest. I was just playing the game as I would normally play it, so I was very weak to the point of this game where this boss fight happened. So my advice to you, if you happen to be in this position, try to use bow and arrow. It's so easy. Try to use bow and arrow. It helps so much, and then you can go ahead and like level up and all that and become stronger and play normally. But bow and arrow is such a great thing. I have found this video on YouTube. It's not like my personal thought that I come up with, but it is on YouTube. But honestly, that helped so much. I'm so grateful to this dude. When it comes to Tacoma, I would go ahead and put it in good time. I've played it also in the beginning of the year. It's like a very short, I think I beat it in like 3 to 4 hours. It's the same devs who made Gone Home, which I really enjoyed. I think the story was very sweet. This one is a little bit different. It's more of a sci-fi space setting with AI doing some shenanigans, I would say. It's a good short story. If you're interested in like sci-fi type of games, I think you would enjoy it. Winter Burrow, I have played it in winter. I really wanted to play something cozy, and I do love winter games, so when I saw it I was like immediately, I need this. It's also rather short, pretty linear. You can come back to continue playing, like harvesting things and like building your own place and even growing some stuff, but I wouldn't say that's like, you know, it's not like Stardew Valley where you can play it like for many hours. The story was very sweet. I really enjoyed it. It's about family and the importance of having close family and looking after each other and everything. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'll put it in good time above Tacoma, I think. To the Moon is also quite a short story. I played it all in one sitting. It was very sweet. It's a story about this grandpa who is, you know, during his last days, he wants to travel to the moon to basically meet his late wife, and this team of, I think they're doctors or some kind of lab technicians. They walk through his memories and see how they met with his wife and how they fell in love. And it's all, I just noticed that you can see Muska in the background. It's a very sweet game, a very short one. I have cried in the end, but you know, I think it's one of those games that it should be like a one-time experience when you don't know anything about it. But I don't know, maybe people do replay it, but I think one playthrough was quite enough for me. So yeah, I'll put it above Tacoma, but you know, it was still pretty short. Yeah, I definitely above Winter Burrow. Yeah, I think like this. I feel like Good Time is gonna be filled with like cozy games. Corpse Party is quite interesting. This is exactly the game for which I created the tier. It's a no for me. I think the game is great, but it's definitely not for me. I'm not the target audience for this. Basically, the story follows a group of students who decide to perform a certain ritual using a charm, and everything goes not as planned, and they end up in this otherworldly type of school that is built with different layers, and the students are divided in like pairs, and they each are like in different dimensions, and your task is basically to find out what happened and try to get out into the real world. And why I think it wasn't for me, initially the puzzles were pretty fun. I would say the gameplay and puzzles was quite interesting. That's why I finished it and not DNF'd it in the first place, because I really enjoyed the gameplay. But the story itself, I think it was a lot of graphic details, and I know, as much as it would sound weird with me being a fan of Resident Evil, I don't really love like violent graphic details in games or in movies and books. I really don't like body horror. I can't really see through that, and in this game in particular there were a lot of graphic violent details about kids, and I was pretty sensitive about it. I was like, I don't like this. I don't feel comfortable playing it. There are some like super questionable anime moments as well, which I did not understand, but as far as it goes for like puzzles and horror and the setting, it was quite interesting. I did get the best ending because I honestly googled what I have to do because I knew I'm not gonna replay it by any means, and I really wanted to see like the best of the best. It's not for everybody, but if you are into this type of games, I think you would enjoy it. If you are not like turned away by the graphics, the violence, I think you would be fine by it. After we've played Requiem, which I'm gonna be talking about a little bit later, we did have like a marathon for Resident Evil, and for the first time ever I've played OG2. I do have some history with OG2 though, because I have been a fan of the remake for so long. It's been like what, 7 years? 6 to 7 years, yeah. Throughout these years, I tried to play OG2. I really tried, but every time in this beginning section before police station, I would die and the controls were so difficult and I would just drop it and not come back to it. And then the cycle would repeat like in a year or two. And then this time, I finally persevered. I think it's also thanks to the fact that I have played quite a lot of Amber Nick since then, and like PS Vita, and I got a hang of this type of controls a little bit better, because before that I was primarily the PC gamer, so it was quite difficult to manage the controls. But I persevered, I got through it. It was still hella difficult. I almost died there, but as soon as you get to the police station, my god, it's honestly like I'm not even surprised that I loved it this much. It was so good. The atmosphere, even the voice acting, the music, the monsters. I really enjoyed that there were spiders. I'm kind of sad now that they cut them out from the remake. I think it would have been really cool. I did play Leon A, Claire B, and I will say that Claire B was so difficult for me that I even raged a little bit, but I still think it's such a nice game. Played it on normal difficulty. Yeah, it was so good, so good. I'm not even surprised. I knew that I will love this game. There was like a stone wall between me and this game within this first section where I couldn't really go past it, but I'm so glad that I did, and I am so happy that I've played it finally, and I'm not surprised that it's in S+ tier. I love this game, and now it's very close to my heart, just as Resident Evil 2 Remake. I will definitely replay it again in the future. I really want to try Claire A, because I do love Claire's playthrough. Whenever I say that Resident Evil 2 is my favorite, I usually imply that most of these hours I played as Claire A, Leon B. So yeah, I really hope that I'll play it again soon. Within the same marathon, we also played Resident Evil 0. I would put it in good time. Honestly, I was prepared to not like it. I heard so many negative feedback about this game, about the absence of the box, about the dual partner like system with the puzzles, the bosses, the zombos. So I have prepared to dislike this game hard, but we had such a good time. We had a blast. I played with my husband again. He played as Billy most of the parts, and I played as Rebecca, and then we switched from time to time. And it was such a fun experience. I really enjoyed it. It was such a fun time. I think we really, I don't know about him, but me personally, I really got used to no box situation very quickly. I think you do have the space for everything. You don't really need to leave out that much, but I will say it's only, and probably only, because we played on easy. Again, we knew about all the negative feedback about this game, and we were like, we will probably not like it, but we still want to play it, so let's go on easy just to enjoy the plot. And I think it was a good decision. If this game was hard, I would probably dislike it. But I had a fun time. The enemies were quite hilarious, the Marcus boss fight especially. So yeah, I don't know, I really liked it, but I definitely will not replay it. This is probably the only Resident Evil game so far that I know for a fact that I probably will never play again. A couple of months ago, I don't know, maybe you also saw it too, but there was like a resurgence of cosplayers doing Bayonetta stuff, and there's one specific one. I'll leave the link down below for her channel, but she did such an amazing job with the cosplays. The music was so great, the moves were so great, and I was like, I really want to play this game purely because of the music. I really wanted to play this game because of these cosplay videos, which is so weird, but I did. I purchased it and I played it. It was so fun. Bayonetta is so witty, she's so sarcastic, she's funny, beautiful, and the voice acting is amazing. I don't know, I really enjoyed her as a character. I really enjoyed this game. I didn't know that I love hack and slash this much until I played this game. It was so fun to learn all the combos. Well, not all of them. Some of them are really hard, but like to open a new combo and then to use it, and new weapons, and when you open the ability to turn into like an animal and into a panther, I think. I also really loved that it's divided into chapters, which was very convenient. I did play it on normal, and the only really hard part for me, if you've played Bayonetta, you probably know what I'll say, it was the Jean fight, the last one. She really wanted to put me in a body bag. She was so determined to kill me and not let me play through this game. I don't know, I think I spent like 2 hours trying to beat her, and then I was like, I have to do something, like maybe there is a certain weapon that I can use or something, and then I realized that I haven't used any resources for concoctions. I only used the healing concoction, and every other resource that you use for like the shield thing and the power thing, I haven't used them at all throughout the game. So I have collected quite a bunch until this fight, and I started using them. And after I started using them, I think the 3rd or 4th try was successful. It was still very hard. It didn't really make me resent the game. I really enjoyed it anyway, and I had a blast. I'm very excited that there are so many other things to play. Like, you know, I think Bayonetta has 2 more parts, and then I heard that DMC is quite similar to that. So very excited about this. I will put it in great. It Takes Two. I've also again played with my husband. There are so many references to my husband, I'm sorry. Quite recently we finished it. It's a great game. I would put it probably here, but again, probably not, because the gameplay, well, the gameplay was pretty fun. Every chapter you have a different setting, and every chapter you have a different skill, and depending on the character you play, you also have different skills, and you kind of have to help out each other to get through the puzzles. It was really fun, but I think mainly for me why it's above everything else in this category is because I played it with my husband. It was just a fun family experience, you know. It's something that is kind of a core memory of mine now. Then goes Resident Evil Requiem. I think for me it's probably the game of the year. Probably. I'm not sure, because I will put it after Metaphor, but before KCD. I think I do feel good about it. Metaphor is just, I don't know how to explain it, but the characters that felt like family, it was so hard to say goodbye. And even now, thinking about it and talking about it, I tear up a little, and it definitely had such a big impact on me. So yeah, but Resident Evil, my lord. Resident Evil Requiem, I feel like it combines everything that I love about Resident Evil. I really loved the sections with Grace. Like, I think her parts of the gameplay were my favorite. As much as I love Leon, and as much as the revisit to RPD was genuinely very heartwarming, and I cried whenever I first played it, I still like the first little bit of Raccoon City with the open world. I think it was a little too much, it was a little too long, and I feel like the pace suffered a little bit because of that. It doesn't mean that I didn't like it. I still liked it. It's in S+ tier, and I have platinumed it. It's the only one of the 2 only Resident Evil games that I've ever platinumed. It's this one and RE2R, and I really enjoyed it. I will replay it 100% so many times. I have replayed it 5 times this year only, and it only came out this year, so I'm pretty sure I will revisit it, I think maybe every year. But it's such a good game. I really enjoyed it. I'm very happy with Grace as a new character again. I really enjoyed her parts. I think the voice actress did an amazing job, and also the setting with Rhodes Hill and the hotel in the beginning, and even the lab at the end. I feel like I enjoyed her playthrough a lot as well. So yeah, it's all in all a great game for a Resident Evil fan. I know it's quite a basic opinion. I think everyone pretty much loved this game, but honestly, I just feel like it combines everything I love about Resident Evil. It's probably RE2 Remake, then RE4 Original, then this one, the Requiem, and then the OG RE2. I think this is like, if I had to tier list every Resident Evil, this would be like the main. My favorite ones are the second remake and 4 original, and Requiem I feel like combines these two perfectly. So yeah, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Call of the Sea, oh, that's an interesting one, because this game I found because I asked ChatGPT to recommend me some games that would be similar to Painkiller Killings. I think since I've played it, I crave the same feeling in the game, and I keep looking for the same type of game, and I'm yet to find it. I was like asking ChatGPT to recommend me games that are similar to that, and it did, and Call of the Sea was one of the first ones. I did purchase some other games from this list as well. I wonder if any of those would be similar to Painkiller Killings, because this one definitely wasn't it. I really did not enjoy it. I have finished it, and I will put it in meh, purely because I think it was still within the genre that I enjoy, which is like detective, puzzle, search type of thing. But the whole plot I didn't enjoy, and the puzzles were pretty tedious. You had to, like, you know, to solve some puzzles, you had to like look into every corner, which I don't know, I don't like. Maybe because I wasn't really enjoying the setting that much, that's why I didn't want to do it. But yeah, I don't know. With this one, I had to use a guide for it, and I really don't like it when I have to use a guide for a game. And then spoilers. Spoiler alert for this game if you want to play it, but I really didn't like the whole plot twist of her. So basically this game is about the young lady who is terminally ill, and her husband is on the search of the treatment for her, and he went to this secluded island in search of the treatment because there were some notes about some sort of medicine that would help this lady on this island. And so he went in search for it, and you know, a lot of puzzles later we find out that he didn't disappear. He actually lured her into this island, I think. I'm actually really confused as to what happened to the husband at the end of the day. I think he's alive, but what happened is this lady ended up not being terminally ill. The thing that she had was, she is a sea creature, and because she can't really live in the outside world, she needs to live in the sea, she has this illness. And at the end of the game you have a choice to go back to your husband, leave your life, and then after some time die very quickly, because you have to live in the sea. And then the other choice was like to leave your husband but go in the sea, in the ocean, and live your life as a sea creature as you're supposed to be, and live like a longer life. And I chose this second option because it felt like the, I don't know, the canon ending, if there is one. But yeah, I don't know, I didn't like the plot twist, I didn't like the puzzles, I didn't like the setting, but the game was within the genre that I enjoyed, so I kind of finished it anyway. But I will say, I think the last maybe 2 chapters I really rushed. I really rushed through. I didn't enjoy it. It was not for me. The only thing I've really enjoyed about it is the underwater sections, which I do love. I do love underwater sections. I love Subnautica, I love ocean themed videos and movies and games, so I did love those sections. They were done pretty well, but everything else was kind of meh. Papers, Please is unfortunately going into a DNF category. I don't know what it is about it. I'm very upset that I am not vibing with it, because I've heard so many good things about how smart this game is and how plot is interesting. I really thought that I will enjoy it. I also played it on Steam Deck, and I don't know, maybe because I have an attention span of a cucumber, but it was kind of boring to me, and I didn't notice the difference. You know, the gist of this game, if you haven't played it or if you haven't heard of it, you have to look through the documents of people and decide if they can pass the border or not. And to decide that, you need to see like all the differences, what should be in the documents, what shouldn't be, and all that. And I honestly don't have the attention for it. And usually I play, like, everything I play, it's usually within the breaks that I have, like before the work or during my lunch or after work. So naturally within the workday I get very tired during these breaks, and I usually want to play something where I don't really have to think that much and don't have to pay much attention, like Cozy Grove or like Bayonetta. I didn't have to think during Bayonetta, I had to just fight, and it was so cool. There was also a lot of reading in Bayonetta, which I really enjoyed. I think they described the world really nicely in all those descriptions. But yeah, Papers, Please was not for me. I DNF'd it after like 30 minutes. I hope maybe at some point I will come back to it and try it again, but for now, I don't know. I just don't think it's for me. Maybe when I have like a vacation from work and I'll have more time to game and I will want something more attention heavy, maybe I'll play it. I don't know. I don't want to promise anything, so yeah. Persona 3 Portable. I really want to show you the graphics for this game. I have played the female route. I played as a girl, basically. So Persona 3 Portable actually initially came out for PSP, but you can mod your PS Vita. You can have like the app is called Adrenaline, and you can play PSP games here. And that's how I played Persona 3. I have played as a girl again. I initially started it because I heard the music from this game when my husband played it, and I don't know, this music, there was something about this music that, like, it was constantly in my brain, and I was like, I really want to play it because of the music. But I knew Persona is quite long, so I was kind of scared to pick it up. But at the end of the day, it was the only Persona game that I have played through, like, from start to finish without any breaks. Character-wise, I wasn't as gripped as with Metaphor and Persona 4, but the music was great. Look how cute it is. It's a femme route again. Everything is pink. I really like the graphics in this one. Look at the menu, like, come on now. With this particular game, I would say it had an immense emotional impact on me. I will never replay it, I don't think. So I will put it in great, but it's gonna be like high grade. It's gonna be like first place, because the emotional damage that I got from this game, y'all, I didn't know anything about this game. This game is pretty heavy in topics, and some of the plot twists are also quite heavy. So it definitely is not for everybody. I feel like out of all the Personas that I've played so far, this one is probably one of the darkest ones. And I did not know anything about this game, so I did not know the ending, and I was not prepared for ending, and it caught me off guard so hard. I have cried, like, truly ugly cried for like probably 2 hours. So yeah, I'm not putting it in S+ tier purely because I think I will not come back to this game. I feel like for me it was such a special experience, but I know it's gonna be like a one-time playthrough. I know that some of the social links are quite different for a girl and a boy playthroughs, but yeah, I don't want to play the reload one. I think I can't go through that again. So yeah, and Persona 5 is still somewhere in the making. I don't know what it is about Persona 5, but it doesn't grip me as much as Persona 4 and this one. Judgment is another great game that I've played. It's I think it's a hidden gem from RGG. I haven't seen anyone really play it. It has like a very good detective plotline, which, you know, guys, I do love me a good detective, and it had a really nicely written story, and the combat was very fun. If you have played any of the Yakuza games, I think you would know what type of combat it is, but it was really fun. I have never played any other RGT games. I would put it in great. I think I will put it... I'd honestly put it in between the Half-Life episodes. It was really fun, I think, because of the story and the combination of a very serious topics with like such fun and silly combat. Yeah, I'd put it here. I really recommend it to you. If you haven't played it, I feel like it's also a good, I would say, beginner-friendly game from RGG, if you are interested in those. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I want to play part 2, but again, I have no idea when I'll play it, so we'll see. Mortal Shell, I haven't played in its entirety this year. I have played it actually a couple years ago, but this year I came back on Steam Deck again to finish up the last boss. There is this achievement that you can play through the game without ever bonding to a shell. If you don't know what the game is about, basically you are the Tarnished. You don't really have a shell, you don't really have any skin, and throughout the game you find 4 different shells and you can bond with any of those, and whichever character you choose to bond with, the shell of this character, you can then level up and have like different perks with these characters. They all have different amount of health, different amount of stamina, different weapons. Depending on that, you can like level up, and it's just a different type of gameplay, I guess, for each of these characters. Different type of combat, I would say. It's pretty short. I think the main game you can play for like 7 hours, but I have played through it and then I started the game again because I wanted to have this hard achievement of not bonding with the shell. And when you are not bonded with the shell, your health, you have like this amount of health. I'm not even joking. I'll put the picture somewhere here. The smallest of the enemies, one hit and you're done. You have to replay this section from the save point, and it's hard, I would say. I don't know about other Souls games. I've never played Dark Souls. I don't play them because I feel like I will have a skill issue. So Mortal Shell was like a way for me to introduce myself into like more of a Souls-like type of gameplay, and I really enjoyed it. I will say I'm still confused for the plot. I didn't really understand much, but I really enjoyed the gameplay and the combat boss fights. It was very interesting to learn their moves. A couple of years ago when I started this playthrough, I basically got through the whole game, but I couldn't defeat the last boss. This time around I came back, I persevered, I spent, I think, around 10 hours to beat this one boss, and I did it. And now I have like the hardest achievement in this game, which I'm not even gonna platinum it anymore. Probably one of the most fun I've had while doing like a challenge run. I would put it in good time somewhere here, probably after Winter Burrow. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 2 I have purchased because it was on an insane discount. I really want to play Baldur's Gate 3 because, you know, a lot of people say that it's one of the greatest games of all time. I saw that this one was discounted and I was like, maybe they're quite similar in the idea of the gameplay. I played for like 2 or 3 hours, I want to say, and I got stuck. I got stuck in the first little dungeon. I did everything I could in this dungeon and I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I can't get out. I don't have the key. I even at some point I watched a playthrough from some other guy and I don't know where he got the key. I don't understand. I did everything the same. I beat the boss. I looked through every nook and cranny and I don't have the key. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I got stuck, and at this point in time I will say I'm not excited about coming back and like searching through it. I will say though, I think maybe at some point I'll give it another chance. I'm a little on the fence with it because I feel like maybe it would have been a better idea to just start with Baldur's Gate 3 because I think it probably is more beginner friendly. I'll put it in DNF for now, but yeah, it's kind of, it is what it is. I don't know what to say. Dismantle is a fun little game. It's a post-apocalyptic setting. I picked it up because, again, I wanted to play something on Steam Deck, and it's a good game for Steam Deck. I've picked it up because one of my YouTube friends played it a lot, and she talked about it on her channel, and I was like, I should probably try it too. And I enjoyed it. I think I've put like maybe around 10 hours into it. I will probably come back to it at some point. It's just that now I don't really have the mood for it, I don't think, so I'll put it here. Stardew is an interesting one because I've also started it approximately at the same time as Cozy Grove. I would play it after every activity in Cozy Grove is finished, and I've put like maybe 5 to 7 hours initially, and I was like, I don't know why people like it. I don't really understand the hype. And then a couple weeks ago, I was downloading something on Steam Deck. I think it was Lost Judgment, actually. And I needed to wait until the game downloads on Steam Deck, and I was like, I can play something while while I'm waiting. And Stardew was already downloaded, and I just picked it up. I thought it's gonna be fun to like spend half an hour. It's a good game for that. And now I have like almost 70 hours. It's so weird because this obsession came out of nowhere. I don't know where it came from. I don't know her. I will put it here above Cozy Grove. I'm already married there. I have 2 huge barns. I have a coop. I have my garden. I have a greenhouse. I'm almost done with the community center. And it's a great game. It's a great game. I really want to mod it too, but I'm scared to mod it on Steam Deck because I'm scared that the game will load for like ages. But I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it's a great game. I'm surprised that I didn't really enjoy it at first. Also, this year I've picked up Phasmophobia because, again, one of my YouTube friends suggested it, and we have played quite a few times. It's so much easier, first of all. It's still scary, but at the same time, it's so much fun to play with someone, and I definitely understand now why a lot of people love this game, because I finally got a little bit better at guessing the ghosts, and yeah, it's a fun game. I specifically put like an Alan Wake edition because we mostly played during the Alan Wake event, and it was so fun as well. I don't know if you can hear Buska the cat in the background. But yeah, I think it was a good time. I'll put it not in meh. I'll put it just somewhere here probably. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, I will say I just wanted to put it in here because again, we've played quite a few times, and I think this game is definitely better when you play it with someone, at least for me. I think what I'm going to try and do, if that ever happens, I don't want to promise anything, but what I'm gonna try to do is I will keep this list, and then at the end of the year I'll come up with it and with the new games that I've played after this video, and we'll try to like update it and see if anything changes, if some of the games go into different tiers or some new games will be added in these tiers. So I think it would be fun to see like the results of the year. Let me know what you think of it. Do you think we should do like another part at the end of the year? Would you guys be interested in it? I have no idea. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was somewhat interesting to hear me talk about the games that you haven't seen from me. And thank you so much for watching.